Hey, I'm John Greaves, the third one found in Garage in Life, and this is going to be my review of the EXR Rowing app. The EXR Rowing app is a video game-based app that keeps your rowing workouts interesting, and I'm going to tell you all about why I think it's a good purchase for you if you are a home gym owner who wants to include indoor rowing into your training. Before that, if you haven't already done so, please hit that like button, but definitely hit the subscribe button because I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers and I need help from each and every one of you to get there. All right, let's jump right into this review. The number one thing I love about EXR is it is compatible with multiple smart devices and compatible with multiple rowers. The first app that I used actually was only compatible with a few rowers. And so it was really refreshing, although I own a Concept 2, it was refreshing to see that EXR has designed an app that will work with multiple types of rowers. Because what if my needs change and I decide I want a different kind of rower down the road for whatever reason? So I have a Concept 2 now, but what if I decide I want something that's a little bit quieter? And so I switched to a water rower. It's going to be nice to know that I can stick with the EXR Rowing app. I don't have to change out everything just because I changed rowers. I also like the fact that it's got a Discord, and that Discord is active. The developers are even on there. In fact, they had an event called Row with the Developers that they set up through the Discord. And so you can go on the Discord at any time you want and ask questions. You can set up a group row, so you can either ask people if they like to row with you and you tell them what time you're doing it, what time zone you're in, because there are people from all around the world on the Discord. Or you can find a group row that's already been set up. They tell you what pace they're going to be rowing at, so you know if this is something you want to jump into, or if you kind of say, maybe I need to wait until maybe this isn't for me. And there are also multiple game environments. That's huge because you don't want to feel like you're rowing in the same place. With EXR, I was able to row through the Boston sewers. I rowed around, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Lake Bled. And the environments are very, very lush. It's like literally you're playing a video game as you row. Additionally, let's go back to the group row thing. When I say group row, I mean that the avatars of the people with whom you're rowing, if you follow them through the EXR app, you're going to see all these people in there with you. They don't have competition set up, but you can still row with other people so you don't feel like you're rowing by yourself. And with a headset, you're actually able to talk to these people at the same time that you're rowing. Again, using the Discord. So you can combine Discord, the app, and your rower, and you guys can all be rowing along, talking to each other. And it takes something that's normally a solo event and makes it something that is very, very communal. And I really like that. The other thing I can say is that when you're rowing through this game environment, it's literally you're playing a video game. So you can earn XP. For those of you who don't play games, you're not a gamer, XP is experience. So basically, when you play a video game, you beat a challenge or something like that, you earn experience points, and you can use those points to level up your character. Well, in EXR, you can earn XP for completing challenges, and you can use that XP to modify your boat. The developers are able to, for example, row in a log. That's right, they're rowing and it's just a log going down the water. But you can customize your boat, you can customize what your character is wearing, and I basically made my avatar look like me and wear stuff that I would wear. But it was really, really cool to see that this is not something that's static. They've really taken the money that's put into the game and they have reinvested it into making it a good look. I'm gonna keep saying this. It is a good looking game. You just look at it, you're like, oh wow. I had my wife come down and check it out when I was rowing through the Boston sewers, and she's like, oh wow, that's crazy, that's incredible. In fact, I even saw some sketchy looking stuff in the water when I was rowing. I don't know what it was, but I know I would not row through the Boston sewers in real life, and I was able to row through the Boston sewers. I leveled up, and that was really cool. The mini games are even interesting. Now, they're not something that I would do normally because the mini games tend to be very short, but they are interesting. Maybe I could use them as a warm-up or something like that. I was able to try them, and I liked them, for what they were. I really enjoyed the FTP, where I was able to assess myself from a performance standpoint. And then based upon that, it actually tailored my training so that I was able to then challenge myself while making sure I didn't overexert. In fact, when I was doing the first customized rowing workout after doing the FTP, I found that I was actually rowing too fast for what we were doing. That may not sound like a bad thing, but it's like, think about it. This is going to be an extended event. So you want to make sure that you don't row so hard that you gas out and now you're not able to complete it. The emphasis is on being able to complete the training, but also to continuously push yourself. So you don't want to go too slow or too fast. And it gives you on-screen prompts to let you know that whether you need to speed up or slow down. And that was really cool too. It's like having a little coach telling you what to do. And finally, the camera angles change. I have played games where you have to manually change the camera angles, and that's annoying. I'm not a big fan of like the first-person shooter thing, so basically it's like you're looking through your own eyes. I like to see my character, especially in something like this. I want to see how I'm doing compared to everybody else, relative to the scenery, relative to the other rowers. It was consistently changing, and I really, really like that. Now, let's talk about the stuff that I wasn't a big fan of. The first thing I was not a big fan of, and I really dislike this, is the EXR Rowing app is not compatible with my native iPhone health tracker. The reason why that matters is because I use MyFitnessPal and it doesn't link to MyFitnessPal, so that means that I can't keep track of my calories burned. So that means that I need to estimate my calories burned by putting into MyFitnessPal, hey, I did a rowing machine workout, and then like what I think the intensity was, and then MyFitnessPal kind of estimates the calories that I burned, which isn't as accurate as if it was actually tracking that for me using EXR. So many people around the world use MyFitnessPal. I can't imagine that I'm the only person who thinks this. It would be awesome if I've got like some sort of diet or calorie tracker and I need to keep track of my physical activity so I can make an allowance for that in terms of how much I eat. It would be amazing if I could track my calories burned on the rower as well as walking around and all the other ways that I expend energy throughout the day. The cost is $9.99 if you pay monthly or $7.99 a month if it's paid annually. Now I did look online and I found someone who did a review on Reddit and he was talking about it was like $200 and something, like $288. And I believe that's because he wanted to create an account for he and his wife and I believe one of his kids. That is something that to me is a bigger deal than the cost. So $7.99 a month is a big jump if you're used to paying like only $1.99 a month for apps that you use. But you know, game development is not cheap, especially for the sort of lush, immersive environments that they have in the EXR Rowing app. And so I don't begrudge them that money because it's obviously being well spent. But at the same time, it is a little irritating that I can't pay for it once and then just basically allow my wife to set up an account, or my daughter actually likes using it, so I can't let them set up an account. That's not a big deal, except for the fact that if I let my daughter use it, now she's screwing up my workout tracking. Yeah, I can just set it to not track that specific workout, but it still would be nice if she could have her own account, and I wouldn't even mind having like a family plan or something like that, so that we could then create multiple accounts like you do with something like Disney Plus, where you can have maybe up to 4 accounts using the same app. Okay, so my final verdict is, if you're interested in getting into rowing, or if you have already been rowing for a long time and you're looking for a way to make your workouts more interesting, this is a good purchase. I highly recommend the EXR Rowing app. In fact, I've already recommended it to other home gym owners who I know are into rowing and told them, hey, go ahead and try out the EXR Rowing app. And I think that it's a great way, if you're just getting into rowing, to stay engaged with it because it's going to make it interesting. I think that if you're someone who's already into rowing, it's going to make it's a great way for you to connect with other rowers around the world, set up group workouts. They are working on the competition side of things, so there's going to be leaderboards and other ways for you to compete and kind of motivate yourself. But even just the challenges of being able to customize your boat are ways that are going to make it fun for anybody who grabs the app and decides to give it a try. You guys can check out the link to get the EXR app in the description for this video. I'm going to put that link right there, as well as a link to join their Discord, so you can ask questions of the people if you're still kind of trying to explore and you want to kind of see what it's like. I'll put a link to the Discord in here as well. And till next time,